Hey, 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 I guess we are live. I mean, not from in New York, but yeah, from India, but for the world. So excited to be here, guys. I know I can't see you, but you can see me, and probably for now, that's all that matters. Hey, this is Harsh from Sales 101, and we have with us Samil, my teammate from Sales 101 as well. Samil, say hi. You can unmute now.
Yeah,
So Samil and I are gonna run the show tonight, and depends on where you're logging in from. It could be your morning as well. So the idea of Sales 101 Demo Day emerged. I mean, it's not a very new idea. It has been practiced by a lot of companies out there. But we thought of bringing it in and making it our own, adding our spice and our own flavor to it. So there are four startups who are going to present something to you in under 12 minutes. They get 15 minutes of slot, 12 minutes plus 3 minutes for your questions and answers to be answered. So without any further ado, without any further delay, I'm going to bring the first presenter of the evening, who recently has raised a funding round. I mean, I'll let him talk about it and what he's building and how it pans out. So welcome, Paras. Glad to
Hello.
have you.
Hi.
How you feel?
Oh, I'm a little nervous. I am always nervous with these kind of things, but yeah, holding my ground
Okay,
here. I'm excited to meet everyone there. I'm sure I can't see the but like we'll see.
but people are roaring in, and I think they're also excited to see you and everybody present. So I think nothing to be nervous. I'm nervous too, but I think we'll get through it. So I'll just go off stage. Stage is yours. Go ahead, present.
Oh,
Tell us what you're building at Meet Record and how sales folks can benefit from it.
got it, got it. So let me know, guys, when you're able to see my screen. I hope this is visible. It might be loading in here.
Yes,
Yeah,
Paras. It is.
yeah. So yeah, so hi, I'm Paras. I'm the co-founder of Meet Record, and there are multiple personalities to me, like a tennis player and movie buff and etc. But more importantly, in my we I've done like two, three startups in past, and Meet Record is something which we are very passionate about, right? So what is Meet Record? We are like a sales intelligence tool which helps you multiple people uh, and deliver multiple things for them, right? For example, like a CRO heads or VPs, we help them with better visibility of revenue. For the managers, we help them with better how can they get most out of the teams. And for the ultimate sales executives and sales teams, right? How can we close more deals, right? So we'll get into more of how exactly this works. But these are the use case on a broader sense if you think about metric, right? So a few numbers, right? So we got we founded in 2022, and since then we have kind of made impact on 1500 150K opportunities, and that's over around, we have recorded around 300 million hours of conversations and multiple touch points over email, CRM, activities, and whatnot, over 70 million touch points, right? And it has been crazy journey since then. Uh, we have been blessed with some phenomenal customers who have been with us for almost 2 years now. Many of them have been with almost 2 years now. Uh, and what we can say, right? So we customers love us, right? And and now I'll jump on to like we how does the meter code work, like the demo part of it. So it basically starts with a very simple thing, right? You go as a user, you will connect to your calendar, right? And with the calendar, we get to fetch your meetings. You also connect to your CRMs. With the CRMs, we get to know what are the opportunities, what are different contacts, what are the different leads that you're working in, right? And if there are dialers, then dialers, and etc. Right? And if you are in Slack, you can connect that, right? Once you do that, what happens next is our note takers start joining all the conversations, all the meetings that are happening on a Zoom, Google Meet, MS Teams, etc. and start recording them, transcribing them, and bring forth, right? So this is where you kind of get a list of all the meetings from across the teams at one place, right? For and it works marvelously for many people, right? For example, you are the team member of one of the team member, right? You have the visibility of other team members also, what Sachin is doing, right? What Dan is doing, what other people are doing, and you can learn from that, right? If you're a manager, you just filter out by different needs of you that you would have, and filter out and focus on very specific meetings that you want to listen to, right? What you see here are multiple things, right? So this is what we call a score. I'll deep down on that later, but this starts from here. Then we take an example of a meeting, right? How that works. So in a meeting, there are multiple things that happen, right? You can watch a video, you can get like a transcript of that video, you get a summary of that video, like a AI generated cool summary of that video. You can send this summary to a CRM. So whenever you are looking at a deal and what is happening to the deal, you know that what happened in the last call. You can like read through like a quick short summary, or you can do like an outline, or you can just listen to the call, etc. You all, if you're a sales rep, you would know that what are the next steps that were discussed, what are the next email that you want to uh, send to, right? So these are the next steps that were discussed in the meeting. This is the follow-up email that you can use as a skeleton, right? What were the requirements that were discussed in this meeting, etc., etc. Right? So it helps you reduce a lot of time of yours. There are multiple stats that comes in, right? What was a monologue, what was a talk to listen ratio, etc. uh, who, for example, in this case, like Sachin's, what were the filler words that Sachin spoke? What was his talking speed? What were his characteristics? And for customer also, right? So what were their filler words? What were how this helps is eventually we do a lot of analytics in the background and suggest and come for sales rep, we compare that to the best performers, and for the customers we try to find out whether they are feeling more confident. How is their emotional state, right? Are they surprised, are they happy, or are they concerned? And from there we try to judge whether this deal is going to be closed or not, right? And we also have like you can track multiple keywords in the conversations. For example, in this meeting you just want to listen to the very specific point on the meeting where the pricing was discussed, right? So either 6 minutes, 17 minute, 18 minute, 19 minute, this were discussed, right? What was the objection that was raised, right? So there's some difficulty in this. What were the integration possibility that they were talking about, and so on. So all these are very customizable. You can set up something on your own and do that. Right? This is like a most loved feature of ours, right? So this is what we call coaching. For example, if you're a manager and you don't have time to go through the entire call, but you know that hey, these are the things that sales rep should uh, cover in these meetings, or like for example, they should clearly explain the AI features, right? Understand what are the current customers current tools and systems are, etc., etc. So these you can you can put your own points here, and AI in a very unbiased way gives a score to against all these points along with a note that why it has given like a this score, right? And this is the same score that you have seen in the previous right? So from the score that hey, at least this call went good, this call went bad, at least the point that you have wanted to cover has been covered here or not. So super interesting thing. You can also do like a manual coaching and whatnot, right? So you can do that. There are many things on collaborations as well. For example, if you're a manager and someone has said something in some way, in some of the way, right? You can comment it here that hey, maybe you should have said things in a much better way, right? And it goes as a notification to all the people, all the concerned people, and they get back to you that hey, yeah, this was super interesting. So you can do that. You can share your meetings with your customers, valid for a week, valid forever, and etc. Right. So basic things that are. Another interesting thing that we do is when it this meeting it connects to your CRM. and tells you that this was the deal, this was the owner, this is the deal stage that is in, and this is the score of the deal, right? So based on the score, it was 42 here. So 42 means there are some positive points to this and there are some negative patterns to it. So we detect multiple patterns across the multiple conversations that is happening in this deal, including your meetings, including emails, including everything, right? And we also see the progress, right? So when meeting happened on 22nd, what was the score of that versus right? Come to like 2nd of August, right? So across all multiple meetings, what has been happening and how is it has changed, right? So there's definitely something happened good here, but what happened in this meeting because of this, the score went low, right? So you can, if you're a manager, you can just go deeper into this and learn more about it. Right. So this is super interesting. Very most of our companies use this in a much deeper sense. There's also something which called like AI, ask AI anything. Like for example, based on this meeting conversation, you can ask any question about this meeting. Right? So for example, right, I'll ask like, what are the challenges that you see in closing these deals? Right? I've already I've already did and the answer is already there, but you can actually ask any question, right? And it will say, hey, based on this call content, significant challenges in closing deal, etc., etc. Right? So without even listening to the call, without even spending like 0 minute on this, you know exactly what the challenge is, and this is the power of AI that we bring on to you. So on the conversation, multiple things are happening. You can share it, so, get and all these details can you can get in your CRM as well. Right? Then comes on this overall health of deals of within your company. So there are multiple deals that are happening across, right? If you are a manager or a VP, right, you want to understand that, hey, why this deal has like 80 score, why this deal has like a 5 score, like what are the top concerns that are there, right? And we show you that here, that this is communication is a challenge and etc. We also show you like a deal summary. So if you have like 5 conversation with this customer, you won't have time to go and check each and every conversation, right? And the summary of all these 4 or 5 conversation, you'll get it here. So if you have a 6th conversation tomorrow, just read through it and you'll know what is happening in this. Right? We also have something called AI Docs, again powered by AI, where you can set your own set of questionnaires. It will tell you that like what were the pain points, what were the timelines, what were the next steps that we discussed, and it gives you like a summary of things, which is your own personalized touch to the AI. Again, if you're a manager, you can see that you want to know how are your team performing, right? So for example, I can check these are my 4 or 5 team members. I can go and check Sachin's performance in a recent, what has been recent past performance, right? So he has been getting scores like 4.8, 4, and in some calls 1.6, right? And we'll also generate like a report. What has been the performance report of Sachin? What are the improvement area? What are the strengths? Uh, of which are the positive points for him? Which are the improvement areas for him? What does the overall speaker performance looks like for this person? Right. So his on an average, like what we saw there in the meeting was like a meeting level, but uh, over multiple calls, over the last month of the multiple calls, his talk to listen ratio is around 55%, right? And and further, we can go deeper in that. Then you can also list out what are the top objections that the customer has come up with, and you'll have like answer of that right here, like what was the response that was given by your rep, right? So for example, are there any integration with Salesforce, right? These are questions that were actually coming from our customers, right? So you, if you are a VP or a head, you want to be in check with the pulse of the customers. What are they saying? And this is the way for you to do that, right? And definitely one of the stronger point for us is the analytics, where you get multiple level of analytics. For example, take this, right? So all these you are seeing is a multiple dashboards here. So you get to see uh, which tracker was mentioned how many times, and many things. I can't cover that in like 12 minutes, but I'll take a one example, right? For example, there's a mention of direct competitors, like 24% of our conversation had some mention of a direct competitor, right? And if I want to, let's say, uh, just filter it by pricing stage, right? And whenever the pricing was being discussed, uh, how many conversation had the mention of direct competitor, and what's the correlation to that, right? So in this case, for the pricing discussion stage in my CRM, 33% of the companies of the conversation that I have had a direct competitor mention, and many more such things that you can do with our analytics. Yeah, right. I'll stop here. Yeah, I'll stop here right on time and see if you guys have any questions.
Okay, I was on mute. Sorry. So I think lovely presentation. We got to see lots of modules in a very small time. And folks do have questions. I'll just start popping them up here so that
Sure,
you can give your first thoughts to them.
sure. Okay, so how does the meter AI technology works to provide actionable insights, and what makes it unique compared to other AI solutions? Right. So I don't know what about the other solution, right? What we know about us is right. Uh, we have data from multiple sources, be it your email, be it your CRM points, be it the conversation. And conversation is actually like a hidden, like a Pandora box of information which was untapped, which we and tools like us also are similarly are untapping here. And so lot of content, a lot of data that we get from here, and after that, multiple layers of technology that works to get those insights. There's a lot of data analytics goes, there's a lot of machine learning also go in there. We have our own RAG models also. We use multiple LLM models. We are also, hosting our own LLMs as well, right? So multiple things in that. I'm not the right person in the technology perspective, but I know what is happening. The big challenges observed in the conversation intelligence market and how we're addressing them. Any new exciting feature improvement in the right? So two parts of it. The biggest challenge is I think there are a lot of tools right now there, right? But for it becomes very confusing for the customer to choose which one is better, which one is suitable for their needs, right? And that's why we focus only on the sales teams specifically. if you are if you want to go for a marketing and product team, etc., there are multiple tools out there which will be very horizontal in nature. But that's how we kind of differentiate that we go after only a sales team of a certain size or a certain ICP and all that, right? And the exciting features is definitely you'll see in like 2 months a lot of things that are coming up in Meet Record. We are in the revamp phase. We like a Meet Record 2.0. Whatever you're seeing right now, like a pumped up version, like 10x better version of this. Does it support
Beautiful.
other language? Right. So we are currently not supporting any Indian languages, but we have customers who are Arabic, German, Spanish, like there are two type of different Spanish versions, uh, then Italian, right? Portuguese, right? So we have this. Can you also push out emails using the call notes? I didn't quite get that, right? So if you have a call note, how can I push out emails?
I think they're trying to ask that if you have call notes, can
Mhm.
let's say the Meet Record AI summarize and push out follow-up emails or contextualized emails based on that.
Right, so we don't send it, but we suggest
Okay.
it. See,
Okay.
eventually, right, if we start sending something, people are just going to go bonkers, right? So we don't, though we can
Sure.
send it, but we don't want to send it. We can suggest, like, what is happening.
I think one last question just came up. We'll just take this one and then we'll wrap up.
Right. How do we compare ourselves to Gong and Guru? So this is a good question, right? So uh, Gong definitely, I think it is the biggest player out there, no doubt about that. And uh, so how do we differentiate it? Right? So whatever, and there, I think like 60% of our customers are the ex-Gong customers, and I can only tell you what they find good enough. They find it's very simple and easy to use. The time to ROI is much quicker. Time to value is also much quicker. They don't have to put hire someone else to manage everything. So uh, that's what the customer say. But definitely, we differentiate ourselves by being more innovative on the AI features. A lot of features that you are seeing right now are actually not there in multiple tools. Few of the features are actually we were the first to the market, and then we've seen other customers.
Sorry, the buzzer is going off. I think it's time to wrap up, Paris, and invite the next speaker of the evening. Really
Sure.
lovely presentation, and I'm sure people are really curious, and that's why the questions are coming up. Guys, you can find the link in the pinned comment section, and I'm also sending it again. If you want a detailed, personalized demo of Meet Record, you can hit the link, and Paris himself probably might swing in one of the calls and show you what he's building. Thanks a lot, Paris,
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
joining.
Actually, if you have any more questions, right, do reach out to me. I'm paras@meetrecord.com, and there's a link for you to get a detailed demo. Uh, yeah, so happy to be in touch. Hit me on LinkedIn, hit me on email, anything works.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for
Okay,
doing this.
thanks.
Yo, Samil, should we bring another presenter of the evening? He knows us very well. We know him very well. And I think by the logo change, you can inform who's coming next. So they say they will help you, know your prospect better than their spouses. I'm very conflicted on that. But let's see from the house's mouth himself, Vineet Ellore from Lead Labs, building in personality AI. Vineet, welcome to the stage, and stage is yours.
Hey, it's like I said, hey Samir, like I said, thank you for hosting me in today. And yeah, so for those folks that don't know, like I said, that don't know about me, like I said, I'm Vineet. I'm one of the founders here at Lead Labs. So what we've built is we have built a simple to use Chrome extension for basically the sales team to understand the prospects better and to tailor conversations more contextually and be more relevant, especially in your outreach. So now I'll just take a second to share my screen, and then guys can let me know. So once you can see my screen again. Uh, so can you guys see my screen? Hush, can you just give a quick thumbs up if you can see the screen? Uh, all right. Yes, so I'm going to assume that my screen is now visible again. So basically, what we do at Lead Labs, right, is once you have install the Chrome extension accurately, and once you visit anyone's profile, let's say I'm on Suraj's profile, Suraj is one of a close buddy of mine at Sprinto, again. So what it does is that you can understand prospects better in just a click. So you can eliminate a lot of manual research. So the problem that we are trying to solve is that if you're a sales rep trying to do outbound, one of the first things that you always have to do is to get into the research mode. So you're trying to gather signals from multiple sources, do your own research, what they have posted, what they have written, how do I tailor my messages, how do I be relevant, contextual, and so on. So there's so much of research going on, for each prospect, so which usually takes about 5 to 7 minutes. And then the next phase is actually joining these dots and trying to make it a personalized email and a compelling email for the prospects to actually reply to. Again, so which usually takes up another 5 to 10 minutes, depending upon most of the conversations. So in a way, if you have to really personalize your outreach per prospect, it takes anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes per head. Again, so that's a critical problem that we're trying to solve today, because we see a lot of companies moving to automation because they're not able to scale the manual outreach. But we all know, so automation can only take us to a certain level. Yes, and the key to outreach still lies in the personalized touches. Again, so what happens with Lead Labs is once I click on Analyze Profile with Lead Labs, in just a second, you can kind of get the entire information about the prospect right on LinkedIn itself, so that you don't have to toggle between any kind of databases, consoles, web application, and so on. So the first thing that you start over here, and the most important aspect about Lead Labs is that it's a psychology backed outreach. So we have taken months together to build out a personality AI model, which will basically categorize a human's behavior into one of the 16 personalities proven by psychology. So basically, as you can see, like now, so we kind of begin with a quick about section of about who Suraj is. So you see, Suraj is a sales director at Sprinto. So Hamza was working at another company for over a decade, and then like I said, also was able to pick up like a few fun facts, like Suraj is GDPR certified and ISO 27001 lead auditor as well. And the main aspect about Lead Labs is that we are one of the only tools in the world, apart from Crystal, that is actually able to determine the personality trait of someone right from the LinkedIn profile. And we have an astounding 81% accuracy, which means 8 out of 10 profiles are correctly analyzed, which is a huge thing. And the personality information actually gives you so much insights into what is the person's natural decision making style, what are their natural preferences, so what information do they really care about. So this is so subtle and so often ignored while doing outreach that we are trying to tackle a decade old problem again. So because we see that cold emails are usually read for anywhere between 7 to 10 seconds and just ignored if it's not resonating with the prospect. So what psychology says is that every human is inherently different. So but like what we do as sales rep is like we have the same framework and send it to almost all the prospects in our cadence. So like a one size fits all doesn't happen in outreach again, which is why most of the times the reply rates is in like low single digit numbers again. So with personality traits, you're able to understand what kind of a person they are. For example, Suraj is a high IS person, which means that it's outgoing, enthusiastic person, and also the high end steadiness, which means he doesn't like massive changes, like a team player, supporting, humble person again. And basically what you're able to get in just a couple of seconds is like followed by the about section, the personality traits. You can also compare your personality to the prospect and see, let's say, how you compare yourself. And then you can also get into their personal attributes, such as like, hey, what are their likes, what are their dislikes, and what are some of the topics they like to talk about on LinkedIn. So these make up good talking points again. And now you don't have to spend like so much time in figuring out, hey, did they post something relevant to what I'm talking about? And so did they engage with something relevant, and so on again. So all that is automatically done for you in just a couple of seconds. For example, if you see like a week ago, Suraj posted that he attended the Axel Cybersecurity Summit. So it could be a good talking point for me. Or like Suraj talked about separating performance reviews and appraisals for better workplace culture. And our AI also picks some excerpts directly from the post so that you can also leverage this information in the email. And so you see, like 4 months ago, like Suraj's company Sprinto, Alex also announced a $20 million Series B funding. So again, a good talking point for me. Yeah. And then you can see all of this engaged content with which Suraj has engaged. So these are comments. So again, yeah, like what could be a potential reason that like Suraj commented on them. And then Suraj has also engaged with other people's content. And once you get all of these kind of like personal premises that we call about, like the personality traits, self-written content, engaged content, there are also a few icebreakers and probable problems that our model is also able to figure out based on their profile. So now once you kind of analyze all of the personality content, so then you can get an entire playbook based on based on that behavioral psychology. So this is not what Lead Labs has done, but this is basically what psychology has proven in various research papers in the last 50 odd years again. So what does psychology say that like what's the best way if I have to talk with Suraj? So which means it says to showcase personal relationships, interactions, or showcasing a story, keeping emails casual but assertive, open-ended questions. Or suppose if I was supposed to cold call, what's the best way to cold call Suraj? And then I can also check out other phases. Hey, what's the best way to do a discovery to someone like Suraj? In case if I book the meeting, so the next step is the discovery. Like what's the best way to do the demo phase? So what are the do's? What are the don'ts? And like what are some of the frameworks that I can try again? And then like what's the best way to talk about pricing and so on. So you can clearly get the entire sales book for that prospect, which is customized on an individual behavioral level. So once you understand, let's say about the sales playbook, then you can also get like account-based signals because that's the hype right today. Hey, what kind of account signals can I get? So to kind of begin with, so you kind of get the basic ones. And the main differentiator between us and data providers like Zoom Info or Apollo, again, right? So is that we scrape all signals in real time, which means like we don't have any database like the major data providers, but like no, so we only get all the data in real time only. So which means only when you analyze the person's profile, we try to get every related signal that's associated with that company as well, such as their funding rounds again. And just like one of the unique things that we also bring about is like who your prospect company sells to, like so who are the below the line profiles, which means like user personas. So it looks like Sprinto might sell to IT managers, compliance officers, security analysts, and so on. So what could be their pain points, what could be their needs, and what is the value that your prospect is providing? Now, why is this important? This is important because you can now speak the language of your prospect. If you can leverage, hey Suraj, saw that you guys sell to compliance officers and CISOs. It must be tough not to crack because these guys are very technical. Yeah, it adds so much value in the way you write an email because now we are able to quickly analyze who they sell to as well. And similarly, you're also able to get signals from from their company posts. Looks like Sprinto like so helped a company called Philo to get their SOC 2 audits done in 6 months. Amazing on Sprinto's team. And then so you can also get like few other company related posts. You can get these excerpts again, and then we also kind of give you what are the job openings available. So all this again is got in real time again. So yeah, and finally, we also give you kind of like the tech stack, which will really like help you understand like what kind of tools they use for kind of creating a message. And next, finally, we have something called as the content generator, basically. So which will kind of help you generate the content in real time. Again, so there's a few buttons. So we have click. So in just a couple of clicks, you can get all the information in real time. So for example, yeah, for the purpose of the demo, yeah. So here are just like a couple of things that I just generated before the call for my buddy Suraj. So I'm like, hi Suraj, looks like you're a champion of balancing work and life seamlessly, just as how the balance requires effective this, streamlining your process, and so on. So it's able to join the dots, hook the relevance, and make your life easy so that you can just edit the final 5% of it and send it out to your prospects. Awesome.
Hey,
So that's
Vinay,
about it, guys. And like, so I
really,
hope you kind of
really
enjoyed it.
amazing stuff. Yeah, really
Yeah.
amazing stuff. Really powerful. I mean, I have been personally seeing lead labs going from V1 to what it has become today. Is it V2 or V3?
So now we are in like V 2.5 and like V 3 is launching in about
Okay,
another couple of weeks again.
awesome.
Yes, a huge improvements.
Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. I mean, as
So
much as I would have loved to let it keep going, we have a time limit, and we have to, we have two questions also for you to answer. I'm just popping them on screen. You can quickly take a look.
yeah. Got it. So we have a good question from Asa. What if there's very little information about someone, which is quite a common case? Excellent question. So when there's very less questions, so we say that like personal premises can be leveraged much lesser compared to these account signals. But like there are always like a lot of personal attributes that you can pick without doing a lot of research, such as their likes, dislikes, interested topics. And the main aspect is our personality AI doesn't require a lot of information pertaining to their activity on LinkedIn because we take 100 plus signals to build a personality model again. So you can definitely understand the psychology of the person before reaching them out, yeah, before reaching out to them to understand how to kind of maximize the probability of starting a conversation with them again. Next one is the how is Lead Labs different from Humantic or Crystal? Does it access level to data? Is LinkedIn Plus, quick check, content presence, mention competitor page, basically profile data other than link? Got it. So that's a good question from Pranav. So one of the key differentiators from Humantic or Crystal is that like both of them give you personality related information, but like we go one step further by giving you like much more information on like so real-time account signals and like more personal premises such as the personal attributes, self-written content, engaged content, plus also like automated such email generator, message generator, cold call scripts and everything again, so which will actually kind of like seamlessly complete your workflow of researching plus writing again. Yes, and for now, like yeah, so we are scraping like so only like the LinkedIn profiles. So but like no, we do have plans to kind of get more information from the recent news, Crunchbase, G2 pages, and so on. Yes, we're talking with a lot of partnerships now. So definitely, it's exciting things coming up. Is it LinkedIn based only, or does it use yeah any news? Yeah. Yes. So for now, like yeah, so we get all the information only from LinkedIn, and in the next couple of weeks, yeah, so we will be getting like the company related information from like various like so internet sources as well to kind of ease your research.
Understood. Awesome, Vineet. I think our time stops here, and we have to bring
I
in, the another speaker who is claiming to, revolutionize RevOps and sales ops with the help of AI agents. So we'll, let you go off the stage, and we'll announce. Sid is from Infra AI, and Infra AI is just coming out of stealth. Also have personally not seen it, and I'm sure Sid is a little nervous to show, but I'm very sure that we'll show him a lot of love, and we'll understand what he's been building and just see what it is all about. Sid, stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can.
Can you guys hear me? I think you can. Okay, I'll just start then. And can you guys, can someone respond if they can see my screen and hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can hear you, and we can also see your screen.
Awesome. Awesome. Right. For this Infra, revolutionize rev operations and sales operations with AI. Essentially, we're creating decision-making agents, which simply means they're like AI employees who can take decisions on smaller sales operations and sales processes on your behalf. Okay, so I'll quickly dive into a smallish demo because we're very early stage. In fact, this is the first time I've ever come across, or ever come on a demo and showing. I'm first time ever showing it to anyone outside the core team. So some things will work, some things won't, but I hope you'll get a flavor of the direction that we're moving in. Right. All right. So, for example, let's say you get a new lead and you want to decide ICP, if this lead an ICP or not. All right. In Infra, this is what it looks like. I have a request for demo form in my HubSpot, and you simply write when the demo is submitted. Okay. And then let me see if I can, yeah, you write something like our ICP is one or more of the following businesses. So I'll just give it instructions. It's a B2B SaaS or a large scale services business that provides IT, financial, or else it's a marketing agency that provides branding, marketing growth. Okay. I just describe what my ICP is. All right. And then I say extract the email domain and check if the website is SaaS, IT services, or marketing agency. If it is ICP, then we just update this to yes. And we also update the ICP reason with why did we call it an ICP. Okay. So I knew Meet Record was coming in and they were giving their demo. So what I did just before the call was I thought, let me quickly go and see is it able to, check if Meet Record is an ICP for us or not. Because so there I go, create date. All right. So I just submitted a email or a new form with info@meetrecord.com, and now I want to check if my system made the decision whether it's ICP or not. And I gave it nothing else. I just said if it's B2B, IT services, or marketing agency, then it's an ICP for me. All right. If you can see on the left hand side over here, here's the decision it took. Okay, ICP, yes. ICP reason customer is a B2B SaaS product or software based on the domain meetrecord.com. So our system went, looked at meetrecord's content, understood, made a decision and said, all right, fine, this does look like an ICP. Um, I also tried growth spree official right now, just like 2 minutes ago. I'm not sure if this will work. Oh yeah, so this was put in right now at 9:51 p.m. I don't know if you guys can see this. While yeah, 9:51 p.m. is when I submitted this lead. Okay, and sorry, Growth Spree Official, if you guys know, is a SaaS marketing agency. They're doing a fantastic job with, and they call themselves the first SaaS marketing agency for the first marketing agency for B2B SaaS startups. Okay. So again, I just inputted their email in our system and it asked to make a decision. ICP, yes, customers, the B2B SaaS product or software based on, oh no, hold up, this is, sorry, meet record. I'll just go to Growth Spree again. Right. ICPS company falls under the marketing agencies category. So, what is Infra? Infra is basically decisions on your behalf in English without you having to create workflows. Basically, you just tell the system what you want it to do and it does that. Here's something truly interesting, right? Send email to new momentum signups. So I'll tell you what, my website, this particular landing page is hosted on a system called Momentum. Okay. I get emails over here. So for example, let's take Harsh at sales101.com. Let's just assume that. And I click on join waitlist. Okay. Um, I get an email over here. Hold up. There you go. New infra submission from Harsh at sales101.com. Now, if you'll see, it's not contained in the data over here. That is, Harsh at sales101 is simply not over here. So what happens? We're supposed to send Harsh an email, and it takes a while because, of course, it's making a decision. And usually, what happens is after a while, it'll send out an email, something like this, which is completely automated. So, for example, 2 hours ago when I was testing, this email was sent by a system after making a simple decision. And what that decision is, when I receive an email from info at Momentum in Gmail, I just extract the email address from subject that has signed up for early access and send them a warm email via Gmail, thanking them for signing up for early access. Okay, and I also have an integration with Google Chat, so basically I can also send that data to Google Chat as a new lead, right? Let me just check if this went out. There you go. So thanks for signing up. This was sent to Harsh at sales101.com right now. Thank you for signing up early access. We appreciate your interest and support. The Infra team, completely made by the AI. Of course, I can give it far more context. I can give it a lot more, and we're building the capability to give context over here. We call them definitions right now, but basically we can give our pricing. So I can add a lot of definitions and pricing benefits of infra for different job roles, etc. And based on that, it'll take a decision and make the email and just automate this entire process. So in this manner, we're able to automate a lot of things. For example, uh, changing the region to APAC, because APAC is not a standard definition in any. Okay, so APAC is not a standard definition in any single CRM or marketing automation. This thing. So what I say is the following countries are part of the region called APAC. I just give the country list. If contact IP countries APAC, then update something in HubSpot. But now the most important thing that we're doing for sales reps. Okay, since I believe many of you are from sales, right? Mm, we will read your emails and we will read your like for example a gong transcript, or if meet record has an API, then a meet record transcript. Okay, and then you can ask it any question and update all of that anywhere you want. Okay, so for example there's BANT, which is budget authority need this timeline. There's MEDPIC, which is metrics, economic buyer, decision criteria, etc. Okay, so I simply say when there's a new gong transcript, it makes a decision. So check if the gong contact is new. If yes, check the transcript for metrics, economic bio, whatever. Post workflow instructions, update Slack, but I can also update HubSpot. I can send an email to them. Someone asked that, can you send email based on the meeting details on the transcript? Yes, you can put a lot of detail over here, a lot of instructions over here, and then craft an email saying, "Hey, this is the email I want to go out," and it'll go from your Gmail. It will not go from HubSpot or a marketing automation system. So that's the one big thing that we're hoping. We're hoping to have an assistant for salespeople that will do the background work for them. That will do the CRM update for them. So you send out emails, and I'll show you actually how the CRM update looks like, right? Um, Here's again contacts. So this bit, outreach status, is done by our system. It reads your email from Gmail, and these are all the people I'm talking to. We're talking to Mercury for a bank account. I'm talking to Commenda. I'm talking to some folks at Aroma. All right. I think, is that my time done?
Hey, yeah, really sorry, Sid. I mean, very interesting stuff. I mean, I myself was, just seeing you present the AI agent capabilities. And I think, as sales folks, we always struggle with tech, like writing codes or, even writing a single line of code. And because the natural language technology is letting us do that in plain English, and we saw the V1 that you have, that hey, it's pretty standard, that what happens, what's the trigger, what do you want it to do in the workflow, all the checking conditions and all the loops and that things it the agent has to do, and then what is the post workflow result that it looks like. Pretty interesting, pretty I think mind blowing. And in a way, it's good to leave people guessing. They would want to come to you and understand more. And I mean, I'm especially, I myself am booking a demo after this because I am really interested in this, and I can definitely use this in my own work. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them ahead. Sid would be leaving the stage, and we will move on to the last presenter. Actually, it's presenters of the evening, and yeah, they have something interesting to tell you.
All right. Can you elaborate on the unique capability of infra that set apart from other AI infrastructure management solutions? What specific challenges? All right. So infra is not an AI infrastructure management solution. AI is infra is an agent, which means it will do processes on your behalf. Okay. Now, what challenges or needs in the industry inspired the development of your platform? Quite simply, there are a lot of mundane problems, and the biggest one I saw with my with early users was salespeople hate updating CRM. Okay, marketing leadership, sales managers, VP of sales, everyone wants CRM to be completely updated, but a sales rep wants to call, wants to follow up with prospects, wants to close. Okay. And then we realized that, all right, fine, if they had an assistant who was just listening to them, reading the emails and updating CRM on their behalf, everyone's happy. They're happy they can do their own work on selling, and leadership is happy that they have all the content or all the data points they need in the CRM to make decisions. All right. So we started from there, and then we realized that we can make agents that will do steps, multiple steps for people. They'll do business processes for people. Okay. And that's basically what inspired the development of our platform. Super early. I think in the next few months, things will change dramatically.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Sid, for joining us. And we'll have to let you go, sadly, because we are going to welcome the other presenters. So, yeah, thank you for joining us. So, yeah, the next duo that are going to come are the co founders of something called Hyperly. I'm not sure if you've heard that, but they are kind of creating a wave in LinkedIn social selling. So social selling is a term that has gotten popular over the days, and people have seen the real value come out of it. Inbound leads getting driven in, prospects replying to you faster just because you have a LinkedIn brand. It has become really, really crucial to have one these days. And for the people who are always stuck in a writer's block, don't get ideas, or just struggle with creating that social selling, these folks are here. Let's hear it from the guys themselves, Venkatesh and Nagesh of Hyperly AI. Guys, the stage is yours. Be a showstopper. I'm
Thanks, thanks. Um, hey guys, thank you so much for taking your time to listen to all of us. Thank you so much again. Let me just share the screen so that we'll get started. Harsh, can you all see our screen?
Yeah, yeah, we can see you and we can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, fantastic, man. Hey, guys, my name is Venkatesh, and I'm here with my co founder, Nagesh. And we both met at an incubator or accelerator called Antler. And since then, we've been building this product called Hyperly. First of all, before jumping what Hyperly is, we just would like to understand one question. How actively are you marketing yourself on LinkedIn? Just rate yourself from 1 to 10, okay, because this whole question is what is what you're trying to address, okay? So what is Hyperly? We are trying to simplify LinkedIn marketing funnel for you, either from strategy to post, writing articles, writing newsletters, even writing video scripts, and writing content for the events. So you imagine if you are running a small business from 10 to 15 employee or 10 to 20 employee, you don't have a big team to support you on this marketing, right? So that is where we are actually trying to solve and try to simplify your LinkedIn marketing funnel, right? And if you're especially on B2B space, whether you are a salesman or a marketer or a consultant, this is one of the prime or this is one of the primary job one has to do moving forward, because we are going out of this outbound channels, either emails or cold calling, and not everyone's strength is calling or emailing. Some of the people's strength is, hey, I can build my personal brand and attract perfect customers for me, right? So this is where we are actually trying to solve. But what is the challenge here, right? If you see one of the top 1% of content creators today, they are actually growing at 10 times every year, right? I'm so surprised last year when I see these, when we are evaluating the top content creators, they are growing. Like today we have 10,000 followers. Next year they are having like 40,000 followers. Dude, what's happening, right? So when we look back into all of these people and what is the some of the common elements are writing skills, marketing skills, sales skills, presentation skills, GPT skills, right? Man, if you look at this, 7 to 10% of the next people in this pyramid, domain experts, consultants, founders, sales reps, none of these people seeing such growth. And if you see, the growth is almost like a 0 or 1% month by month or year by year. So the missing piece is we all need lot of skills, because there are a lot of jobs to be done in becoming someone a authority, right? If you want to build authority, there are a lot of jobs needs to be done on LinkedIn, right? So you need writing skills, sales skills, presentation skills, a lot of these skills, right? And how are we actually solving this present problem today, right? So I'm talking about early adopters who knows how to use ChatGPT. If you're not, if you don't like to use AI tools, you're just reactively writing content. One day I write content, next day I don't write content, right? On and off, on and off, on and off, and there is no growth. But early adopters recently they started picking up and started building this content on ChatGPT, right? They are trying to pick or copy prompts and templates from this LinkedIn and try to create their content, right? Similarly, how businesses are creating this, solving the LinkedIn marketing, right? They are straight away outsourcing it to an agency because this is totally new for them. So far, they might have invested into Google SEO or digital marketing. But when it comes to LinkedIn marketing, dude, I don't know, because conversations are really, really important. If you want to drive the conversations, the content has to be compelling, right? So this is where the biggest challenge. If you're not a good writer, if you're not a good salesman, if you're not a marketer, how are you going to write such a compelling content? So you're spending almost like hours of time every day. So almost like 40 to 50 hours of time month is spent by many of these individuals I spoke, because this is not your skill and it demands a lot of time, right? So today, if you're using this workflow, LinkedIn, your personal time, or your in-house marketer's time in ChatGPT and spending almost like a 40 plus hours every month, you are going to love Hyperly. What we are trying to bring down is the time, almost like 1/40th time of the time we are trying to save yours, right? Not only time, just imagine the money that you are actually spending solving LinkedIn marketing. So this is what we are exactly solving today, right? Then this is one of the case study I just want to show you. 4 weeks back, we got one client. He's a director of sales, and he told me, Maji, I want the content creation taking too much of my time. Okay, but I have two events coming up in this next quarter. I want content at scale. So, couple of the options I have, ChatGPT, I can go every day and keep creating content. The second option I have, in-house marketing team, I'm not happy at all with them. The third is ghostwriter, it's expensive for me. So we created about like 30 days of a content in less than 30 minutes based on the blogs that he shared here today. On that, you can see it here, right? And he said, wow, and he immediately paid, right? He is our power user. He is the fastest customers we have got, right? So we just would like to show you how we have done this kind of the content creation and ideation and strategy, everything in one go. So now I just would like to leave the platform to my co-founder Nagesh to show some of the use cases of Hyperly and why you should use Hyperly from tomorrow. All right.
All right. Uh, Thank you so much, Maji. Can you guys see my screen? I've started sharing it. Just give me a thumbs up if you are able to see it somewhere. Yeah. All right. So I think we've done a lot of discussing about what we do, and I'm just going to give a quick demo about how Happily works, right? So once you come in here, you can see your calendar of what you've scheduled, what your content is. Right now, everything is empty. So let's fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to post generator. Now, I think the first thing that Majid talked about in one of the use cases that, hey, you want to start writing, but you just have basic idea and you just have some keywords, some thoughts around what needs to be done, but you don't have ideas about what to write about. So let's start with something as simple as, let's say, B2B sales for SaaS, for SaaS products. All right. So I just have this, thought or keywords, and now I want to generate ideas about, hey, what are the topics that I can write about, right? So it will give me, a quick ideas, a few ideas that I can use. So let's go ahead and use this. And from here, what I can do is I can choose different templates that are there. So there are no templates that I've saved. So let's choose, my expertise secret from your expertise that you have done. And I'm going to generate a post using this template, right? So that's one way to go from zero, nothing, just in some keywords to idea really quickly, right? Now, once you have see this, right? Once you have all of these ideas, see, you can talk about tactics, all of these things. It's generated using this template, and from here you can either edit it, add your personal stories, preview how it would look like, right? And directly either publish or schedule from here. So what we're going to do is we're going to schedule this post for the 21st of August, and yeah, so yeah, I think demos are supposed to not work properly all the time. Right. So I'm just going to go ahead and schedule this post. Yeah. So once you schedule this post, what happens is actually it will show up here. I'm just going to pick a draft here because it doesn't work that way. So yeah, let me just pick this up and schedule this. Right. So all of this post is scheduled here quickly. Right. So that's one way where you can, quickly schedule your entire post, 30 days of post very quickly. Now, one thing that we've seen, right, in a lot of sales team is that they have a lot of content that they already use, and you want to repurpose that, right? So let's say you're watching a YouTube video, you like something about it, and you still want to, generate a post out of it. So what I've gone is I've just gone ahead, taken a random YouTube video about sales, which says, what are the three, 5 game-changing frameworks that will help you. So it will take that and it will quickly generate a post outline for you, which you can again open, edit, give your own twist, and post about it, right? Same thing you can do around taking your existing blogs, any articles that you've been reading, and create posts out of it. That's the first part, right? Now, let's say you sometimes what tends to happen is that we run out of content ideas and everyone is going through that writer's block. So what Hyperly has also done is that we have curated topics and posts from a lot of different topics that have worked really well on LinkedIn, right? So if you look at all of these posts, they have some form of engagement, comments, and all those kind of things. And now you can search for any topic. So right, I'm just going to go ahead and search about different topics on startup, right? So it will bring me all of the curated posts about startup right here, right? And from here I can either edit, give my twist, I can repost, I can reshare, I can do all of that, right? So the last piece in the puzzle is, right, you're reading about some news. So what we do is we bring in the latest news to you for content inspiration throughout. So what we do is, from, let's say we're talking about sales, so I'm going to look at what is happening in the world of sales in the last few days, right? So I'm looking at what is going on. I like this news, I want to edit, I want to add my opinion on top of it, so I can directly edit and post from here. So this is how Hyperly solves your first piece of the puzzle, which is around content writing and quickly putting it all your content across. Now, I think the second feature, which most sales folks would really love, is the engagement bit, right? Where you actually grow your profile, right? So LinkedIn is about two things: your content and your engagement. So now, how do you generate, or how do you engage with the right set of audience, right? So if any of us look at our LinkedIn feed, it will show us posts from everyone, right? It will show us posts from our friends, our school colleagues, and probably our prospects, right? But what you want to do is you want to just engage with a very very set of focused leads or contacts or profiles that you have. So here what I've gone is done is I've gone ahead and added Harsh's profile and Pete Senna's profile, right? So I'm just going to add quickly one more profile. Let's say I want to add someone to this list, and I'm going to add this third profile here, right? Now what happens is I want to only engage with these folks every day, because these are my target audience. These are the people that I want to have a recall value with. These are the people I want them to remember my name. So what I do is every morning I'm just going to go here, come here, and select this list, and I'm going to see if these guys have posted anything, right? If they have posted anything, I'll be what Hyperly does is Hyperly will try and pull their latest post, right? So this guy posted a few days ago, Harsh actually posted 4 days ago, and Pete Senna just posted yesterday. So now I know all of these guys posted, and what I can quickly do is I can just go from here and engage with Harsh's post directly from Hyperly, right? So yeah, comment and everything is there. So now what tends to happen is that uh, you have now placed yourself in front of your target audience, right? So you are doing two things simultaneously. It's a two-pronged strategy. One is creating content, relevant content, thought leadership content, or your sales content, which is visible to your audience. Second is interacting directly and very quickly and efficiently from Hyperly with your target audience. So yes, that's how we save your 40 hours of time and do all of these things in less than an hour. Yeah. So I think we should Harsh, probably should
Yeah,
we open for questions?
I was intentionally not ringing the buzzer because, again, I don't know why you guys do it. You save the best bit for the end, and then I don't want to break your flow. So it's something like that. Again, I truly love the engagement feature because this is how what I manually used to do when I started as an SDR. That I will track, what my target account or prospects that I really value are posting about, and always try and kind of create a hook relating to that, so that I could message them on their recent post or send out an insight or whatnot. So really exciting stuff, really lovely. And I think we'll take few questions if there are any. Okay, I don't see any questions, but I have my one of my own question that I'll ask. I was just discussing backstage this with Samil. I'll bring Samil also here. So Samil was discussing with me that, hey, people generally don't like AI generated content. Whenever they identify that, hey, it's an AI generated content, they necessarily don't trust the person posting it. because a lot of people have started creating noise using ChatGPT or basic prompts filled with those emojis, and less of a context or less of them showing their personality through those posts. So when it comes to creating content, why would somebody choose Hyperly or any similar tool for that matter?
Right.
Nagesh.
Yeah, sure. So I think there are a few things, right? I think I would want to add here, right? The first thing, obviously, is that whether we accept it or not, AI is there, is going to be there, right? And I think LinkedIn itself now has some feature where it says that, hey, you can write or make it better using AI. Now, one thing that we are trying to do differently, or what we have actually done pretty differently, is that we want to use AI for two things. One is like, maybe give you the talking points, maybe give you a base frame on which if you want to add your story, hey, nothing like that, right? So that's the first thing. And second thing is that if you look at the platform, what we're trying to do is we're trying to not mimic, but we were trying to make it as personal as possible, right? We're trying to, when you get onboarded, like which is going to get updated soon, but when you get onboarded, we ask you a series of questions. Hey, what is it that you normally talk about? How do you normally talk about? And as and when you keep writing, it just becomes as good as you, or like it tries to mimic as good as possible in your voice, in your style of writing. So if you keep writing, it just keeps getting better and better, right? So that's there. Having said that, I do agree to a certain extent that there is a lot of AI things that are happening, and whether we like it or not, whether we do it or not, someone else is already doing it, and they will keep doing it, right? And AI
By the
will
way,
yes.
Sorry to cut you here. By the way, how I was seeing, you were showcasing, the news feature, which stood out to me because if I'm in an industry and my prospects are also in that industry and I'm trying to sell to them, I would want to stay relevant. I would want to talk about the topics that are trending. I would want to talk about any controversy that happened. Let's say, for example, the recent Microsoft outage.
Yes.
If I was in cybersecurity, I needed to talk about that, right? So I think. Uh, so yeah, there are some questions. Okay, Anish is asking the same question that I asked. Yeah, so we were discussing all of this in a group, and yeah, I think we have answered that.
Yeah.
Okay,
There
just
is
uh,
one more question from
uh,
Sudhir.
yeah.
I'll just take that. He's asking, can you input rules like character limit plus themes? Could there be themes built like humor, serious, creative tones, basically,
It's
into the post?
already there today.
Okay.
So I didn't get to touch that, but it's already there today. So if you actually go into the product, if you try to do a post generator from scratch, you can specify, uh, what tone do you want to write in. You want to write in professional tone, humor tone, informative tone. You can choose the tone. You can choose the template. You can give it an additional instruction saying that, hey, I just want it to be in 100 characters. That's it. So you can do all of that today. Yeah.
Understood. Nikhil has a question. I've popped it up.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Nikhil, to answer you, we already have this organizational level content creation. The idea is we are actually taking it to sales teams. If you have 100 sales people in your organization, you can connect all 100 people into LinkedIn. And the pricing we kept little higher because targeting from day one to US market only. So just having a lot of conversations with sales leaders, they're in the early stages of adopting it. Just imagine 100 salespeople writing content every day. Imagine the reach, and they don't need to even touch it. So marketing team can manage the content, or a social coordinator can manage the content, and the reach is going to be explode every day, and the brand awareness that is going to be come from this employee advocacy, right? Employee generated content is going to be the number one in future. That is what we are actually believing.
Amazing, amazing stuff, Maji and Nagesh. Again, thanks a lot for doing this. We really loved enjoying. I mean, there's a whole banter, a live commentary that we are doing in Sales 101 group, and I'll send you guys the screenshot for it. And one thing is really standing out is the energy that you guys have at 10 p.m. and I don't know. I mean, I probably am thinking we should have started with you guys, kind of set the tone for the event. But again, we are ending with a bang on, and we'll keep doing more such events. And thanks to everybody who participated. Thanks to Sid. Thanks to Paras. Thanks to Vineet for showcasing what they've been building. Really exciting stuff being built from India for the world, and I'm really humbled that I was able to put this in front of the world. However many people join, again, that's a vanity metric. We'll chase that later. But whoever joined, I think gonna I think I'm believing that they went ahead and they had a lot of learning in the session. So yeah, I think truly amazing. Thanks guys, thanks for joining. Samir, let's wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Harsh and Samir.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks guys, thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.